Talking about your father, what made you decide to live with him and helping him? Is that something rare here?
Interesting. Yeah. I don't think it's very common. It happens sometimes if you have the opportunity to do it. And I had an opportunity. I was working as a freelance writer, and so I didn't have to go to a daily job at an office and manage a team. I could work from home. Because of that, I could work from his home just as well as I could work from my own. And if that's the
Yes.
yeah, we get a lot of that. Yeah,
Yes.
That's Third Avenue. Sometimes it feels like I'm out in the street. But what brought me out to stay with him was that my girlfriend and I were living in Manhattan. My father was alone because my mom had passed away. And after she passed away, he lived alone for about a year. But he started to get sick. His cancer started coming back. He had had prostate cancer 15 years before and had a procedure that was known to last for about 15 years, radiation procedure. And as it came back, we realized that there wasn't much they could do about the course of his life, and he would need more help. And one of the common things to do is to get someone to stay with him, to hire a daytime nurse to take care of his medical needs. But it just seemed like a better opportunity for me to move in with him, with my girlfriend. Actually, the three of us lived together, and that was fun. It was good. I got to stay with him for more than half a year, more than 6 months before he passed. But rather than hiring a nurse to come and take care of him, I just did it myself. So is that common? It's not very common. I don't think that would. It's because I think a lot of people don't have the opportunity to do it. And what do we do with our aged population here? We often will send them to homes, right?
Nursing homes.
Nursing homes. Often they want to go. Often it's there. I know a lot of my friends' parents have planned it for themselves. This is where they want to retire. Retirement home, and then maybe a retirement home with a nursing facility, and then it becomes a nursing home. They don't want to burden their children, that sort of thing. It's very different in China. I know that,
No
on both sides.
Pressure.
Yeah, both the children and the parents in China would expect to be together, at that time. And I think for whatever reason in America, culture has gotten to be that, that it's that value of privacy. You don't want to know too much about it. I don't know. It's an odd thing. I'm not even sure what drives it, but some of it is pride and parents thinking, they don't want to delay or somehow inhibit their children's further success, slow them down anyway, become a burden.
So I have a neighbor, Joan Harvey. He said he had to rely on the help of strangers. Although he has 5 sons, nobody helped him. He tried to stay with one of the sons for months and had a big fight, and they evacuated him. He was like 78 or something. So
wow.
That's type of story I hear a lot. Some of my neighbors, they have very similar stories.
It is. I think that's a common story.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hear that.
You are the youngest.
Yes.
So do you think if your brothers, your siblings had the chance, they have done the same you have done?
Yes. If I was the closest one, I have a brother in California, brother in Boston, one brother in Brazil, and 2 sisters upstate New York. I was living the closest, and I had the a job, a profession that allowed
Mhm.
for it. My sister offered to have him move to her house,
Okay.
5 hours away. He did not want to leave the house that he had lived in for 50 years.
Uh-huh.
Um, so it just became, it was my going there was a way to keep him in his home rather than make him move somewhere else. It's another American cultural thing, is it's common to move away,
Mhm.
live in a different city. It used to be for work. Now, because of college and because it's easy to get around, I think with the creation of highway systems and driving, it made it easy for people to pick up and move. And when I was in China, you know, when I was there first in the 80s, you didn't meet a lot of tourists. People traveled to be with family. They didn't travel just to go and see a place. Not a lot, you know. So, people didn't move because they wanted a new city. No, you stayed where the Danwei was, and your
Residency.
you kept your residency. Yeah,
Mhm.
but that's changing now. There's more, there's more money. There are highway systems, right? Trains. You can fly. You can travel. I met all these young tourists, young Chinese travelers go in various parts in China last time I was there. And they were just on their own, like young girls and guys, college kids who were exploring the world. And I thought that was great that they could, get a guidebook in hand and run off to see a new city.
What's your relationship like with your siblings?
Oh, it's very good. Yeah, we have a very strong relationship. And so we didn't argue over the house. We didn't argue. You know, with my father, I had some good, healthy arguments when I was staying with him. There were times when it got a little fiery when I, started to kick back. I'm in charge now. Now I'm 我是老大, sort of like, sort of thing, which is, just because you're in close vicinity. I mean, you're living together. You get to know when you live with your father as an adult. It's more difficult than when you're a kid and you just listen to everything he says. So that was kind of fun. But largely my family, the six of my five brothers and sisters, all like we all enjoy each other, and we've traveled together. We went to Italy for my sister's birthday and stayed in a week in a villa in Italy. And I have friends who said, I can't believe you would even want to do that, let alone we're able to do it for a week.
Yes. Yeah, that's
but
unbelievable.
But we love each other very much, and we enjoy each other's company. And it worked, it worked out as far as nobody arguing whose house is it, who gets the china, who gets the nice, the things, the heirlooms. We didn't argue. We just kind of worked it out amongst ourselves.
It's interesting that it's an immigrant story, but in a sense, other immigrants, they don't necessarily speak English. Your father was Irish, so you didn't have any problem with English education, but the same desire for their kids to have a better life in America is the same, like the Chinese immigrants I see here.
That's true. Well, in that respect, that he already spoke English, probably a benefit in some ways, not having the hurdle of learning it as a second language, or growing up in a household where it's not spoken with native fluency, can present some challenges and benefits as well, but challenges as far as who to ask when you have homework questions.
So I guess you didn't grow up feeling like a son of immigrant that much because your mom born in the States.
Right. I don't think I even understood the extent of how Irish my father was. I mean, he came here when he was 3 years old. So he was essentially a New Yorker.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that he was born there meant we have relatives there, stories that inform us about who we are, and that I have Irish citizenship because of that.
Yes, you have Irish passport, you told me.
Yeah.
So how does it feel?
I've always enjoyed it. I've always
Uh-huh.
had a very close feeling to it, but going there to visit was very moving because it made sense of so much about my home life and my parents and my grandmom. I used to go to my grandmother's house, which was in Staten Island in New York, and it was decorated in a certain way. It was just like this little cottage, and it had lots of little trinkets, little menagerie of little ceramic dolls and doilies and the kind of prints and the size of the couch and the way she served lunch on a plate. All these things didn't really, I just thought they were my grandmother, like their own style. And when I went to Ireland and I saw relatives of mine and it was the exact same feeling, I was like, wow, look at that. This is actually a thing. Like this is how they live. When I from living in America, from New York, like what an Irish bar looks like.
Yes.
Irish bars in America all have this certain look to them. You can see them from 100 feet away. You look up, it's an Irish bar, and you think, okay, well that's probably like P.F. Chang's does not look like China, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, so that's, but it's like I never thought that those Irish bars looked like, I thought they were kind of a Disneyfied sort of Hollywood version of what Ireland would look like. But the funny thing is when you go to Ireland and all the pubs kind of look like that. They have the same names and the same thatched roofs and doorways and so I felt very comfortable there. I was like, oh, they actually do it this way here. It's not they're not doing it just for show. So have you ever been to Ireland?
No, I have a friend who married a nobleman, so they have a castle and invited me to go there. I really want to go in summertime because I know it's very cool. They also have very nice golf courses, and I love Irish songs.
Do you golf?
Yes, I golf.
Yeah.
Yes.
How are you? Are you good?
I'm okay. In Texas, that's something you can take advantage of. There are many golf courses.
Cool. Right.
Yes.
That's right.
But I guess how people see their roots, it's all very related. Doesn't matter we come from Europe or come from Asia, and the tie to the original culture and how we view it. I just wanted you to share it with some Chinese, because some Chinese, they have this self-hate or feel embarrassed of having their Chinese roots.
Here in America, you mean?
Yeah, in America, I see a lot.
Yeah.
I don't think it's healthy.
Right. Are these third generation Chinese or?
No, even first generation or second generations. I see that self-hate. So that's why I wanted you to elaborate a little bit on your, relationship or your feelings toward agriculture, towards your grandma. Actually, when you talk about the little ceramic things, I have lots of them as well because, we have a large population of Catholic people here. I buy things, to decorate my house. Yeah, very cute. So I know what you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah. Italian side is, there were things very much the same way. You had these things that they did that really came from the Italian culture that I didn't recognize. I just thought they were just American. But to your question about where you're about growing up, with these things, I grew up in a community where most people were immigrants of some sort, and most of New York, everybody's got a story. Everybody's from, some mix of something.
I like Italy. I wish I could live there when my kids grow up. I can move there.
Yeah.
I want
I'll
to
come
live
visit you.
in Tuscany.
Tuscany, yeah. It's
Uh-huh.
beautiful. It's
Yes.
gorgeous. Yeah, we were there.
No mosquitoes. No
No
fire ants.
mosquitoes.